today was, the sixth practice that we've had this spring, and I've really been pleased with the progress that we've been able to make. A lot of guys have picked up things quickly. There's kind of a sort of nice blend of some experienced players and some younger players. Having 15 mid-year guys this year, a lot of young guys who have made a significant amount of improvement, and some of the older guys have certainly contributed to that. Obviously, we've got a long way to go in terms of some of the things that we want to try to accomplish. I think depth just about at every position probably would be, something of significance. I still think there's a lot of competition on a lot of positions, and I've really been pleased with the attitude and the way the players have been going around practice. Their energy has been really good. They're working to try to do the little things right, finish plays, pay attention to detail, learn, support each other. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm sure that, you saw that Terrell Lewis is dressed out there, not doing much. We cleaned his knee up. Doc wanted to do something to it, and as a precautionary thing, he'll be very, very limited all spring long. I think our goal is to get him ready for the summer, keep on pushing him so that he'll be ready for the fall. We got a couple other guys that might miss practice for a day or something that don't really have any significant injuries, and we're not going to give you an injury report every time we have a press conference. So, but just because a guy didn't practice doesn't mean just had a minor injury, so he missed one day of practice. Any questions?
Coach, we'll start right here with Charlie.
You mentioned how Trayvon was able to work at both corner and star. I was wondering if you feel comfortable doing that with the way that Josh Jobe kind of ended the season last year, maybe the progress he's made.
No, it doesn't. We got confidence in Josh Jobe. He's made a lot of improvement. We think he's had a good spring so far. We thought he made a lot of progress last year. I think he's much more confident, even this year. He's played pretty well, so far this spring. So, but that doesn't have any bearing on the fact that, we want, Shaheem is still limited, still in a black shirt, trying to do some things, but is not full speed. So, it gives us an opportunity to get Trayvon a lot of experience there. Last year, he wasn't confident in everything he's supposed to do. I think he's getting more and more confident, and I think it'll help add depth and give us more diversity in terms of who we can play where.
Stay in the middle with Michael.
Where have you seen progress in the offensive line, and where do you see things, or what is your goal for the end of spring for getting 5 in that position?
Well, I think I've been really pleased with some of the young players that we have. They're obviously swimming. Probably the most difficult thing, the one position that probably requires more knowledge and experience, maybe the offensive line. But I see ability there, but I've been pleased with Alex at tackle. Jedrick has done a good job. Chris Owens has worked hard at center and doing a good job. Matt Womack was doing a good job at guard. He has done a good job at guard. Some of the young guys are, Evan Neal, Dalcourt. I feel pretty good about that group. They've got to develop probably more consistency in what they're doing, but I feel pretty good about that group, and I feel good about the progress they've made. And I think the transition to, Coach Flood has been seamless and seemed to be working really well.
Coach in the back with Cecil.
Coach, in the off season, with the staff changes that you hired a lot of more experienced coaches, it seemed like. And can you tell that out there this spring? Is that something that's sort of translated onto the practice field?
Well, I think that, no disrespect to any of the coaches that we had here before, I thought they did a wonderful job. I think there were a couple areas where we had a limited amount of experience, but and I think that we've been able to improve the staff in a lot of ways with the people that we have and the experience that they have. I thought we needed to improve our staff as a recruiting staff a year ago. I think we did that. I think this recruiting class probably showed that. I think that the guys we hired are good recruiters, but I do think in some cases we have more experience, and I think knowledge and experience is always something that is, really beneficial to teach players. So I've been pleased so far with, the people that we have and the progress that we've been able to make and how the players have responded to the coaches.
Back over to the right with Tony.
You talked with Yavi and Oma in the offseason. Just how much growth have you seen from him both on and off the field?
He's doing a good job. I mean, he's working hard. He's learning a lot. I think he's responded very well to Sal coaching him. He's doing much better in school. Been really responsible to try to do the right things and respond to people the right way. And he's certainly making a very positive contribution to the defense. And I certainly think that that's our expectation for him. And if he continues this way, I'm sure he's going to make a huge impact.
The other side with Rainer.
Can you design an offense to better protect a quarterback? And given some of the injury situations that Tua faced last year, I mean, have you kind of reworked the offense a little bit, maybe to maybe reduce the exposure he might have to pressure and outside scrambles?
No. I mean, we could 7-man protect every time and send 3 guys out so they could double cover them all, right? But, to me, it's the responsibility of the quarterback sometimes to protect himself. We have to get 5 guys out in pass patterns and have 5-man protection. We have 6-man protection. We have 7-man protection. We move the pocket. And we're going to do the things that we think that we need to do to help our team win and help Tua be successful. There's sometimes you got to know when to throw the ball away. When things break down, you can't make a play out of every play. You got to be smart about that. And we don't have a lot of design runs for the quarterback. We never have had for Tua, but I don't think we can take his competitive ability to run and scramble and make a first down in a critical part of the game because I don't know why. I don't think football's a dangerous game. All right, so I coach safety in every position with every player. I don't know how we can adapt our schemes so that we could guarantee the quarterback's never going to get hit. So I think they've been trying to do that for years and years and years in the NFL until they changed all the rules. Nobody could ever figure it out. So for you to expect me to be able to figure it out, I appreciate your confidence, but I'm not capable.
A couple more, Kirk and then Alex. Kirk up front here.
Coach, basketball's in the news, of course, with Coach Johnson leaving and looking for a new one. I wonder how important it is to you as a football coach to have excellence in basketball and all other sports.
Look, I love Avery. I think he's a great guy. We had a great relationship here. We tried to help him every way that we could in recruiting or whenever we can. We certainly wish him and his family, the very best. I also have confidence in our leadership here that, they're going to make good choices and decisions about who they choose to lead, every program. I think everybody here knows that I've always been committed and helped every sport, every way that I can, whether it's speaking to their team, whether it's talking to their recruits, and I'm certainly going to continue to do that in basketball because, philosophically, I think there's a tremendous amount of exposure in every sport. And for the University of Alabama to take advantage of that in every sport, I think is beneficial to our program, to our university, and to the athletic department as a whole. And, that's part of my goal as being a part of that team. So I'm going to continue to do that in the future with, every coach in every sport, and we'll certainly do it with whoever we select to be the new basketball coach.
Last one with Alex. Okay.
Yeah, just I wanted to ask you, obviously this time of year it's hard to really find leaders. That's something that kind of takes place naturally over time. But what do you kind of hope to see from this first scrimmage about guys kind of stepping up and taking leadership roles?
Well, I want to see people take leadership roles every day. You don't turn leadership leadership on and off. You don't do it during a scrimmage and not do it every day. You do it on the field, you do it off the field. And you know, the first part of that is you got to set a good example when you got to be somebody that somebody wants to emulate. And to be quite honest with you, you know, we haven't selected a leadership team yet, because I told the players on the team, you're going to have to earn your way on that by what you do on the field. And being a good player is not going to do it. Being a good leader is going to do it. And we've had some guys step up and do that. And, you know, hopefully they'll continue to do it by the example that they set, by how they support other players and try to help other players for their benefit. And, you know, but we're going to continue to try to develop it. We got a leadership, you know, seminar that we always have in the spring that we're going to have again this year. And but I actually do think that it contributes to a large degree to the success and failure of the team as to what kind of leadership you have on the team. So it's going to be important if this team's going to reach its full potential that we have good leadership, and we're going to work really hard to try to develop it.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.